There are four signs where in the first half of 2026 will undergo the biggest transformation in their love lives and their financial lives. And the next 6 months are about to be a catalyst for immense growth, change, success. So if you have Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn placements anywhere in your chart, your Mars, your Venus, your Sun or Moon, hear me out because you are about to become unrecognizable. Aries, you're about to go through an identity reconstruction and you might not even recognize who you're becoming. And so you could find yourself letting go of people, partnerships, relationships who don't respect this change or this growth that's going to come out of you. Also going to rebuild the way that you approach relationships from ground zero. You're going to face patterns of impulsiveness or avoidance or dominance or even chasing emotionally unavailable people. If a relationship survives Saturn, then it becomes unshakable. But if it cracks, just know that it was meant to. When it comes to money and career, Saturn is about to make you work harder than ever, but the reward is authority, a whole new life direction. You're going to reinvent your professional identity. You're going to take on leadership roles that you've avoided. You're going to be forced to show discipline and not just passion and not just starting without completing. This is going to help you stick to something and you are going to see big results. No more shortcuts, no more living in the dream world. Everything is about to be in reality. You're going to confront your anger. You're going to learn to move slower. Most importantly, Saturn is going to help you tackle your fears because sometimes the way Aries energy moves and goes about life is through impulsivity because it's afraid. And Saturn is going to really help calm that energy. And I just wonder what comes forward, what you bring out of this, and how it's going to reshape your entire identity. Libra, this is the biggest relationship transit that you have seen in years. Saturn is going to oppose you and it's going to bring karmic contracts to the climax. This is where Libra's people-pleasing dies. Relationships reach their truth. It either deepens into lifelong commitment or collapses under unresolved patterns. But there is no way that Libra energy is going to stay in limbo during a Saturn opposition. Saturn is going to force you to stand behind your decisions without really giving a crap about what anybody else thinks or feels. You are going to stand proudly behind everything that you choose. And Saturn could really bring forward a partner that challenges your boundaries or helps you build them for the first time. One that comes into your life, Libra, especially during that first half of 2026, is pretty karmic and it could expose everything you hide behind your charm, your compromise, your avoidance. Saturn oppositions are usually the end of a story or the beginning of a real one. And when it comes to money and career, this is going to help you kind of develop a very strong sense of emotional maturity. Relying on yourself financially in major ways, separating financial identity from others, or taking on work that requires you to be more responsible, more disciplined, even saying no to demands that drain you. But the gist of all of this, Libra, is that nobody else after this transit is going to dictate your direction. So it really is a lot about you. Capricorn, you are about to break your old life to rebuild your real one. And Saturn is going to push you to brutal honesty when it comes to relationship territory. You might realize that you've outgrown a lot of people that you've been loyal to out of habit. You're going to choose commitment, but only if it aligns with your future. So there's an end to performing for stability, and you're going to create real intimacy. Capricorn energy likes to be in control and it likes to control. And sometimes they get themselves into relationships where they always have to do everything or they take on too much on themselves and then they are resentful to the other person. Saturn transit is the breaking point of all of that. Whatever sticks without your backbone, without your constant chase for structure and control is truly meant for you. And whatever breaks, you know that it wasn't. When it comes to finances and career, you might find yourself leaving a long-term job or a career path that's just no longer aligned with you. Saturn in Aries is going to help you push yourself into this entrepreneurial leadership type roles despite fear. Because this is creating a square with your sign, there could be a professional identity crisis that ultimately leads to your highest timeline yet. And so Saturn creates diamonds out of pressure. So I trust in this pressure for you. And I know that you do too. And I know this is when you thrive. Pressure for progress, slow but unstoppable forward momentum. We're going to change a lot about you, Capricorns, and it starts with control issues, fear of vulnerability, workaholic tendencies used as avoidance, feeling unworthy unless you're achieving something. Your entire foundation is going to be rebuilt from scratch. And you know what you're going to create and end up with? Something that nobody can ever take away from you. Something that is so real and so true to you that absolutely nothing could go wrong. Cancer placements, the first half of 2026 is going to change the game for you, and it's going to pull everything you rely on into question. Relationships that are tied to caretaking or dependency or emotional survival gets exposed. Maybe forced to put up boundaries where you've nurtured others too much to the point of no balance. A sexy independence that's about to come out of you, and you're going to find yourself no longer tolerating anyone or anything that is taking advantage of you. There's a massive wake-up call coming forward when it comes to your love life, and it's going to ask you, are you loving from strength or fear? And whatever breaks under a Saturn transit, know that it wasn't meant for you, and whatever stays and sticks around will become unbreakable. When it comes to your career, your job, or your responsibilities as a parent in this lifetime, hear me out because this one's big for you. Saturn is going to push you out of your comfort zone. And so you might take on some big financial risks that require you to keep up with that monthly payment, but ultimately expands your wealth in major ways. Going to be this sense of pressure that helps you stabilize income and take authority in your career, because Saturn is going to require you to take on a big leadership role, to create something that nobody can take away from you, to create something that leaves a legacy behind. The next 3 years, and especially you'll see this beginning in the first half of 2026, going to help you take on responsibilities and create long-term safety, one that you will be able to go to sleep at night and not have to worry and not have to think. Saturn could help you build your family and take responsibility behind that as well. And Saturn will demand some sort of commitment out of you in 2026 that will redefine the way that you show up in this world, and also how people see you. People will start taking you more seriously. They'll demand more out of you, and you are going to be there for everyone that you love, and it's going to be epic. Mark my words, Cancer.